So this is extension of the previous video, subconscious programming number 3, where we were talking of the power of subliminal stimulus and how research proved that our responses to subliminal messages, anything that's less than 3 milliseconds, is absorbed directly to our subconscious and our bodies. So studies that prove that our body responds to subliminal stimulus even in the absence of a conscious awareness. Basically, our body is aware of everything, and our body never lies. Holds on to all of the messages, especially to all the suppressed emotions. That's all I'm talking all about all the time. That's how we get out of balance, how we get ill. Please see the video where I explain which part of the body corresponds to which psychosomatics. And it's going to all be clear to you. Since our body talks to us all the time, but we so successfully ignore these messages, it's not even funny. Also, when the body is in balance, then we emit frequencies that actually support one another, which directly influences our electromagnetic field. And your electromagnetic field is basically your immune system. Not only that you're healthier and balanced, but that you will actually be drawn to people whose electromagnetic field is exactly the same as yours, on the same frequency. That's why we say like attracts alike, and water seeks its own level. We all know that every problem, it's initiated through or incomplete communication, or as we say, miscommunication, and when our needs are not met, which is then projected through a resistance towards someone or something. A resistance, that's how we get ill. Resistance creates acid in our bodies, which is initiation of the physical illness. This frequency of the anger creates the inframagnetic specter that's basically fighting between themselves. On a quantum level, it looks like a battle that's similar to the frequency of the earthquake. A battle that we carry and we emit anywhere and everywhere we go. It's an internal battle of ourselves. And that's why I said it's important to pay attention to our nonverbal communication to your body too. What is your body telling you? And pay attention. Do you have tendency to place your body in a balance or stressful ambiance? Which one is more important to you? We call that epigenetics, our environment, and that is so important. If you, for example, place a healthy stem cell in an acid ambiance, it will get ill. Same with you. If you surround yourself with, I'm not going to say moody, bad, or mean people, but I'll use terminology of unbalanced people, then eventually you will pick up their frequencies in your electromagnetic field, and eventually you will become just like them. I already explained this in my previous videos, even on a psychological level. Like if you hang around people who carry a lot of fat on their bodies. First, you're going to be resistant to it, you might joke about it, but then you're going to be more understanding. And later in their company, you're going to not only accept them, but you're going to lower your standards to fit in. And eventually, you'll pick up their food habits and choice of food or whatever, and gain weight. Or if you surround yourself with geniuses, you will not only produce thoughts, they're like great ideas, because we all pick up the thoughts from global conscience. Since now we know the brain is basically just a receptor, does not really create a thought, but it's just a receptor. That's why I still don't understand the law of intellectual rights, since all the information is available to all of us at all the time. It is just a matter of the frequency that we tune into. And actually, action, I guess, that should be called not intellectual rights, it should be called action rights, because if somebody did something about it, then they got a credit for it. Well, how many times did it happen to you that like you have a great idea and did nothing about it, just to find out the same idea in stores a couple of years later? Well, that someone else had the same idea as you did, but they did something about it. And at the same time, probably thousands and thousands of people were the same tune. Same idea, but only some people take actions. Now, to go back to epigenetics and how important is who you surround yourself with. And what's important is what you park inside your mind, since whatever you park inside has to project or emit out. And every cell of yours is just a processor of the information you accept and adopt. And you still have the capacity to choose what you want to process. What you focus on expands. And this is what crossed my mind, just to simplify things. Since membranes of cells are chemically liquid and a crystal conductor, which by definition is a computer processor. They're transferring information. So in terms of computers, we can say that our cells are basically as information processor. Nucleus could be a hard disk, and the genes can be basically our DNA. It could be a program. And the person across from you, it's reading all of your information written all over you, as if you're a DVD and they're a DVD player, or a CD and they're a DVD player. We are all huge scanners. I use DVD as comparison since our civilization today placing all the memory even on a simple plastic like CDs, DVD, discs, memory sticks. So whatever you park on that plastic, you can later read it on. Imagine the information you can read from other people. I already explained how that works with photons, real photons. But remember that our electromagnetic structure and our biofeeds we get is under direct influence from our epigenetics, the environment you place yourself in. We take information from people we're constantly in touch with, we take their characteristics, and basically become them. Exchange is not only on a verbal and emotional level, but the most important level, energy level, since our body is just energy on electromagnetic fields. Your energy structure and your body is under the influence of a person that you're standing with. You'll never be the same after them. And whoever you get in touch with, that's why we are a reflection of the people we surround ourselves with. You're always close to the person that has the closest frequencies as you on the deepest level. There's no coincidences. Which reminds me of my interpretation of coincidences. Basically, coincidences or circumstances are the opportunities to fulfill our full potential. So read into those. Our body is an electromagnetic light field that our conscience used to transmit our thoughts and emotion. We emit everything. Everything is in it, knowing that or not. And others can read that, consciously or subconsciously. But a lot of people choose to ignore this information. For example, animals, they read this information well, since they're not conditioned by culture to kill this capacity. Like my dog can read you better than me, because my dog is not programmed to pay attention to the 7%, only 7% of the words that I personally pay attention to. And again, it's only 7%. Our epigenetic, our environment, is what's really important for our energy. Circulation of the energy is very clear. If you're surrounded with people who love you, you will feel that energy, and that feeling of being loved and belonging will be emitted all over you. And we are basically made of an old model that uses 5 senses in 2D. That doesn't really show what's really going on in reality, which is in 3D. So maybe it's good that we have no capacity to read everything that's really happening around us, since we'll be overwhelmed. But it would be nice to focus on what's really important. And that is to feel, to experience something that we know conceptually. And what I mean by that, for example, we have 1,110 names for the water. But the word water doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have the experience in water until you drink it, until you get into it, to swim, in order to know what it is and how it feels. And that is why we're here, to experience everything, all of it, good or bad. Nothing is actually good or bad. It's just a matter of personal interpretation. And the idea, it's not to go somewhere to achieve something and to arrive somewhere. Let's say your goal is to go somewhere, to travel here and there and then come back home. But you are at the home right now. So the idea is not to come back home, but actually to live for the experience on the way. To experience everything your life has to offer. And it is all about feelings. How to feel the experience on the way. Because point of everything is experience. Everything we do in life, we do for feeling. Everything. You collect so many things and people on the way just so you can experience that feeling. You want a bigger house to feel comfort. You want a better looking spouse to feel good. Faster car to feel good. You complete school for the feeling of accomplishment. You buy stuff for feeling that you get after you buy it. But if one good thing out of all of this information that I'm serving you today for free is that you can have the same feeling without all of these external stimulus. You don't have to buy things and get things in order to feel. Feeling comes from within, not from the outside. And this is opening a totally new subject. So to catch my breath, I will continue this on the following video, Subconscious Programming number 5.